Namaste. So now we're going to do what's called Chandra NAMASKAR, or the moon salutation. So just as the sun creates all this internal energy that we can use throughout our day for so many different things, we also want to balance that opposite side of ourselves with the moon's energy, the receptive energy, the cooling energy, the reflective energy, because that is what the moonlight is, right? It's a reflection of the sun, but it's a gentler side, a softer side. One merely needs to just walk into the moonlight to have that understanding of what the moon offers. So this is what we're going to tap in now, where we did Ujjayi breath with the sun salutation, Surya Namaskar, with this Chandra Namaskar, moon salutation. We're going to use a very gentle breath. We're going to slow everything down. We're going to do this sequence just one time. We're going to slow it down so that we can internalize what we just did. Now, it's a little bit more cumbersome to first learn, but once you learn it, it's a very, very nice flow. So, first things first. The breath pattern, again, is a gentle breath. So it's one in which, same process, where each movement creates one inhale, one exhale. So let me show you the first sequence of it, and I'll show you what I mean by this. So we start off in the same position. We start off in Namaskar. We bring our arms up over our head. So this is where you're inhaling. And then this, we just kind of bend to one side. We rise back up on an inhale. We go to the other side. We rise back up. Bring our arms back down and back to this position. So that's not one breath. That's broken up into several breaths as you do it. But just understand, each and every time that you move with this series, breathe. Breathe gently. Breathe very gracefully as you do this, instead of very strongly with the Ujjayi breath. This is a sun salutation. This is a gentle breath, a very reflective breath. So again, we start in this position. Each movement is a breath. So that's a breath. That's a breath. That's a breath. Okay? Let me show you the positions as it goes. And this is just something you're just going to have to learn, because it doesn't flow quite the same way. And we're not doing as many repetitions as we did with Surya Namaskar. So we start in this position. When we rise up, we come into a half moon, just a very gentle position. Nothing crazy, just very, very gentle movement. Flow back down. We come in next into a very strong warrior position, the goddess warrior. Hands in Gyan Mudra. Shoulder blades back, pull them back. Pelvis tucked under. Once again, your feet push. If you push, you'll be able to sink into the floor. The more you push, the more you sink, but do not let your lower back start to sway backwards. That's very easy to do. You want to take that and tuck that under so that it's up tall. And again, shoulder blades are back, arm parallel to the floor. And you'll just sink, and you can just breathe naturally in this position. We begin to sink. And you'll lower to what feels comfortable to you, as long as your pelvis is not tilting backwards. From here, we're going to rise up. Locking knees, locking elbows, palms flat facing the floor. Once again, you're just breathing naturally. From here, pivot your back foot, pivot the right foot, pivot the hands so the palms are facing forward. Look at your left palm. You're going to come back down into a triangle. Hand can be on the ankle, the shin, wherever it can be. Fingertips just touching the ground. Hold. From here, we come down. Fingertips, toe tips, touch. Slightly readjust the back foot. This heel should be in an alignment with the instep of your left foot. So the right foot heel should be in alignment with the left step. Fingertips, toe tips, same position. So the idea here is for your back leg to be locked. And then if you can, lock the front leg so that this is flat as well. And then from here, you want to lower your body so that you can get your head down onto your knee. And you'll hold it in that position. From here, you're going to pivot the back leg, come down onto your knee, flatten out the foot, draw your hands together back into prayer, start to come upwards into a crescent lunge. So once again, in the same way that we push down in sun salutation, you can once again just understand that whatever is touching the floor, push. Or just notice it, feel it. If you do that, especially on that back leg, the more you start to push the top of that back foot into the ground, that helps you to actually set this part of your body down. It gives you the ability to get this stretch into the front of your leg and set that down, to lift up your chest, because what we're trying to do here is lift our chest. We're trying to get this lifted. Again, not so much of a back bend, but a lifting. As our arms come up, we lift. From here, we come back into another low squatted lunge, single leg. This is best done with your foot flat on the ground so that you're able to stand up tall. And you have to bear with me on this because this is not my flexibility here. So bear with me, but you'd be in this position, but yet your foot flat on the floor if you're able. How I have to do it to keep my foot flat is I have to do this, and then I have to put my hands forward, and I have to do this, and then I just slowly start to bring them back. But yet, it's difficult still yet for me to stand up tall like you should with this as you're in this position. But anyway, the idea is that if you can, with your foot flat, be in this position with this one up, this is good. For me, I have to be down on my foot like this. I have to sort of reach forward and then slowly start to sit tall. Anyway, show you the right position, I show you what I do. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to pivot off. We're going to bring our right foot about hip width, a little wider distance away. Feet slightly angled. We're going to come down, squat down, bring our hands back into Namaskar, prayer pose. And from here, we're going to sit tall. This position now, what we do is we take our right foot, we're going to do the exact opposite. We're going to kick this out. Once again, if you have to be on your toes, be on your toes. Ideally, this foot, the left foot, is flat. But you can see what it has to do for me is that it causes me to come up because I just don't have that flexibility in my hip joint. So for me, I have to sit in this position, or if my foot's flat, I have to come down with my hands like this, and then I have to slowly start to bring them back in. And then ideally, I'll be able to sit up tall, all in time, right? So we now flip over. We're going to do this to the other side. Foot, again, flat, pushing, hands in this position, coming up. Once again, lifting up that chest. So this is coming in this direction. That back foot is giving us the fuel to do that. It's like a kickstand. You put it up, raise your arms, lift your head, and then we come back down. We're doing everything we just did on the other side, just reverse. Come back up. Once again, an alignment of the toes and the fingers. Leg straight if possible, straight if possible. Folding down, head on the knee, if possible. Back up from here into a triangle. From here, 5-pointed stance. Locking the legs, locking the elbows. Being tall, pulling up, pushing down, reaching out. From here, slightly angle your feet out again. Warrior. The goddess warrior. Come down as long as the pelvis is not tilting backwards and it's tilting forwards. Come down to what's comfortable. Hands in Gyan Mudra. From here, we join our legs back again. We come up. exhaling as we go to the side for half moon, exhaling as we go to the side for half moon, back down into prayer. That's 1/2. You can see we've worked sequentially from the right side of the mat to the left. Now we're going to go from the left to the right. I'll make this a little faster, but the sequence is the same. So now we've gone halfway, we're going back the other way. So it goes just as this. Gentle breathing. My version, the correct version. I just can't get there. Not yet, anyway. Again, gentle breathing. Not a forceful breath at all. And that is one set. We work from one side to the other, from this side back. That's one round of Chandra Namaskar. Now it's not done that fast. For what we're going to do, it'll be done in about 8 or 9 minutes, something like that. Lovely. Once you get the understanding and the flow of it, it's fantastic. So, next video. Namaste.